You know what I think doesn't get enough credit in life? It's the steps that we didn't plan. You know, we put a lot of emphasis on getting it right, making the right step, moving in the right direction all the time. Straight out of high school, society, our counselors, our parents demand us to know what our next step is. But me, I appreciate the steps that we never planned, the ones that seem like they fall into place magically, like it's one big coincidence. Or is it? Let's talk about it. But first, I'm gonna get you a cup of tea because you already done know I want to get cozy with you. Sit back, relax, and let's thank our sponsor Audible for sponsoring today's video. I have a few audiobooks I want to share with you later that help me embrace uncertainty and tap back into my creative self. So good. Oh yeah. Look at that blend right there. We have cardamom, we have ginger, we have pepper, we have a lot in there. Now that is a divine cup of tea. Look at that, look at the color. I kind of want to drink it myself, but this is for you. This is for you. There you go. I wanted to say, I think we have this gift that we kind of take for granted. Like we can look into the future and see ourselves and make a plan today, make a step today to get to that destination of our choice. We make sacrifices in the present moment to better our future. We eat healthy today so we can live longer and feel better. But we also save money today so we can retire, buy a house. We have the ability to see ourselves in the future and make decisions to better ourselves. And that is magic to me. Understand? That is beautiful. And like, when's the last time we gave gratitude for the ability that we can actually see into the future? But I think sometimes this very thing could act as a disservice for us because we analyze every single step it's going to take to get to our destination of choice. And when we can't see a step, we stumble, we get nervous, we get anxiety because now we feel like we don't know if we are going in the right direction. But we forget about the greatest step of them all, the step that we didn't plan. You understand? I'm sure every single one of us has been in a situation in life where the step we didn't plan fell into place and served as a pivotal moment in our life. I love those coincidences. I love those opportunities and uncertainty. I've been there. I remember there was this time where I found myself in a liminal space. Now, liminal space is you're not quite where you were and you're not quite where you want to be, but you're in this awkward space. And I just closed one chapter and I remember I got a job. I was settling down into a job because I was doing a lot of traveling before that. And I was editing wedding videos. It was extremely boring, like 10 hours a day. I would edit wedding videos and I would get so bored I had to find something else to do with my time. So I would start to listen to podcasts and radio shows. Now before that, I never listened to podcasts or radio shows, but I was so bored I said, let me give this a chance. And something happened. I fell in love with spoken word, with audio format content. I just love the fact how you could feel like somebody is there within your ear and you can have that connection and you can laugh and you can be inspired. And something happened within me. I got inspired and I said, I think I want to do that one day. You understand? At a place where I was in a liminal space, not sure what I wanted to do with my life. I had no idea what I wanted to do anymore. I had no idea what I wanted to create or how I wanted to express myself. In that liminal space, a new desire sparked. I still had fear around that desire because I said, well, what would you even talk about if you had a podcast? Why would people even listen to you? And I didn't like my voice. I've often talked about that before. 7 years later, fast forward, I have a podcast now. I'm on YouTube now, sharing my ideas. My podcast is charting all over the world. It's doing very well. But I didn't plan that step. I didn't plan for that coincidence to happen and for me to fall in love in podcasts in a liminal space, in a place where I was lost. I could have never have planned that. I could have never have said, hey, go take this job and then you will be inspired and your life will change because you will have a new passion. That's the beauty of uncertainty. Speaking of uncertainty, I want to share with you some audiobooks that allowed me to embrace change, to embrace that liminal space, to embrace the uncertainty in my life. But first, I just realized I didn't even have a cup of tea. I made you a cup of tea, but I didn't make myself a cup of tea. So let's make a cup of tea and let's get into these audiobooks. So I've been using Audible for about 2 years now. It's one of my favorite ways to consume information. I find there's an intimate connection when I'm listening to an author's spoken word. One I recommend is The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. This audiobook is excellent for aligning your creativity and your spiritual self. When I was trying to force my creativity, this audiobook helped shift my perspective and gave me exercises to embrace flow and uncertainty. Another audiobook is Big Magic. The author teaches us how to embrace our curiosity and let go of needless suffering. Audible has a lot to offer. Audiobooks, podcasts, Audible originals, guided fitness and meditation programs, sleep tracks for better rest, and more. How it works is each month, Audible members get one free audiobook, plus access to the Plus catalog. You can get a free 30-day trial today. Visit audible.com/HINDZ or text HINDZ to 500-500 to start Audible today. Thank you, Audible, for sponsoring this video. Sure. Oh yeah, that's good. One step I do plan on making is I'm going to have my own audiobook on Audible one day. Cross your fingers for your boy. Someone asked me a great question the other day and they said, how do you embrace change so well? And I said, I expect change. I expect plans to change. I expect life to make a pivot. I expect it to shift. Everything changes, things evolve. We progress, you progress. So to think that your plans are going to go exactly according to plan, it's irrational. It's not based in reality, you understand? Embrace change. Be curious, right? Because curiosity has the spirit of a child. It's full of questions, which means it's full of opportunity. And I love to embrace the change. I love not having a plan. If you don't have a plan, that is all right. If you don't know how you're going to get from A to Z or A to B, that is all right. Because no, there will be a step that you didn't plan that will take place. Every great success story has hundreds of steps that they didn't plan, where things fell into place, where things led them into a space, and the next thing you know, they got the information they need and they made a pivot and they were on path. They were in their truth. That is the beautiful thing about life. If you believe it is working with you, you will be open and have the awareness to how life is truly working through you. My friend, again, you don't have to have a plan, but you do have to have faith. You do have to have courage. You do have to be brave. Because to take a step that you didn't plan, but one that's clearly being laid out for you, and to take that step into that liminal space, into that uncertainty, and allow the opportunities to arise, that takes courage. But know you are being guided. Know those steps are your guides, placing those steps for you, leading the way. And that's the beautiful thing I think about life, is how we are truly protected. How sometimes things are just such a coincidence, we can't explain it. We can't explain how the magic flew right into the process, and it just is what it is. I love that about life. I love it about life. I love it about my own creative process. Half the time, my best edits, I didn't plan those edits. They just happened, you know what I'm saying? By surrendering into the moment, allowing things to be, and looking at uncertainty like an opportunity. My friend, you have the ability to vision. You have the ability to look into the future and make steps, make a plan. But you also need to have the ability to follow your heart and to allow those steps you didn't plan to take place. So don't stress if you don't know what you are doing or where you are going or how you're going to get there. Just know you are going to get there. The information will be given to you. The light will be illuminated for you. The path will be illuminated for you. And you don't know in hindsight, everything will be all right. It's a vibe thing. We powered by Cha. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope today has multiple steps you didn't plan that just lead you more into your truth. Welcome it, embrace it, and I'll see you soon.